Hi everyone, here's Maria Carmo. Today I have a special guest. If you don't know me, I'm a Cardano ambassador, the winner of Catalyst Fund 1 and Fund 2. And please welcome Mihaela. How are you doing today?
Wonderful. And thank you so much, Maria, for this invitation. I mean, this week is very special to me for many reasons, but of course, we have the International Women's Day, and being here with a woman, Cardano ambassador, and podcaster, and this is really made my week. So thank you. And I really love your colors, alive like a flower.
Thank you. It's very important interviews to me, so I would ask my subscriber to go easy because when I'm searching interviews, I get nervous about the questions and maybe I make mistakes, so forgive me. But I'm here doing my best to show to you the amazing people that are connected to Cardano, connected to IOG, connected to Singularity, because everything is connected to everything. So, Dr. M, tell me a little bit more about you. I know you're from Romania. I know you love education. How is that? Tell me about your beginnings.
Yes. But before this, I just wanted again to underline this special week and what you
Yeah.
mentioned about holistic thinking. And that is indeed a trait which mainly us, because we are juggling so many things, work and home and kids and so on and so forth. Women have this trait of holistic thinking, and I think we need more women in position of leadership, more women ambassadors. So you are a very good example. I thank you so much for, and Maria, we do not really need to apologize, or but of course it's very nice that you are asking for the kindness of your audience, but the audience is wonderful. I was thinking today, because I'm invited this week to many women in science, women in technology, women in leadership. This week is kind of the week of the women. And there are all these panels on which we are talking. So it is, I think, very important for women to also have courage to really go out there and do their things, but also from our male counterparts to have a bit more encouragement, as you are asking now your audience. So courage, yes, encouragement contains courage. So we would have more courage to do great things in the world if we would be supported by our audience, by the male in crypto, and so on and so forth. So I'm always so happy when I see a lady like you promoting crypto and being here the front line. With regard to me, I mean, there's too much to say. I think we should go more specific. I mean, I was born in Romania, and I studied mathematics, physics, and then I ended up with a PhD. But of course, is a lot to say. I would like to focus mainly on on our work with decentralization and how actually my Romanian upbringing has made me a militant for decentralization, for justice, for fight against corruption, and so on and so forth. And this is because I grew up in when Romania was a dictatorship, so it was pretty hard to live there, and as such, yes, I lived under a very, as we call it, toxic hierarchies.
Mhm.
And then I when Bitcoin appeared, when Satoshi wrote about freedom for those at the bottom, yes, then immediately I embraced it. But somehow my academic work brought me there, because I was decentralizing other things like manufacturing systems and so on and so forth.
Mm.
So then immediately I was thinking, how can we apply this to society? And blockchain offers an amazing infrastructure for that. So so I think that is the essence of it. The fact that I really experienced in my own life what means not only centralized but authoritarian governance, and then to appreciate when we have a more egalitarian governance, as we call it, liquid democracy, in which everybody can have a voice. And blockchain enables that. And Cardano, in particular, here at IOG, the developers of Cardano are working to give everyone a voice through voting applications, through identity on blockchain, self-sovereign identity, through better governance models, which we can implement on blockchain.
I know, I'm so excited about it. You know, my favorite project in Cardano is Catalyst, because Catalyst, you feels like you have a voice, like as a proposal, as a voter, as a community advisor. Everybody can do inputs and we can grow. I remember when I was in Catalyst in Fund One, was we trying to make ends meet, and there happened an accident, thing got broken, and then we got better in Fund Two, and now we are in Fund 3, and I think it's so amazing.
Yes, and Catalyst is indeed the leading experiment in the world. I admire Dor so much because he went, he is the example. I mean, you go in the battle directly, and maybe that's why, in the first experiment. And he also said, I mean, we may fail the first experiment, but let's play. At least we will try. This is important to try, because if we succeed, we will change the world. So Catalyst is this kind of experiment which was not done before, but which can really change the world if it is successful. And it is in our power to make it successful, because Catalyst is giving everyone an opportunity to participate as a voice, but also as proposers, as voters, as advisors who can review proposals. So it's really from the bottom up, and we can. Yes, I'm not know if you want to.
How are you involved in that? How you came to crypto? How you came to Cardano? And tell me about it.
Yes, so I've been involved with Bitcoin from the beginning, because I was doing, as I mentioned to you, decentralized governance, but without blockchain, and we tried to do infrastructures for decentralized governance with whatever tools we had before blockchain was invented, and they were a bit more, more complex architectures. Blockchain is like making it much simpler now. So I co-founded the so-called Foundation for Intelligent Physical Agents, in which there were all these decentralized robots, machinery, manufacturing, but then we applied it to society, to supply chain, but then to people. And how can people, like similar to Catalyst, how can people get together and build a governance structure? So the applications I already had ready when blockchain appeared. So then from this Foundation for Intelligent Physical Agents, in which we had intelligent agents with a very thick software architecture, then we got the blockchain, which is a thin architecture and really, really, really easy to implement, which solves so many problems, including security.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, immediately I embraced it. And being also an academic at the time, I worked with other academics, also with MIT. We published books. We also gave Bitcoin for free to students. And sorry you missed the opportunity, but it was when Bitcoin was very, very, very small and nobody was taking it seriously. It was in the very beginning. But because we really believed in such infrastructures, we wanted to see what happens. And at the MIT Bitcoin Club, there are very entrepreneurial students. And then they started companies which are now successful. So I advise several companies in cryptocurrency. So I'm known for that. And one of them is, now to your question, how did I get to Cardano? Mm-hmm. One of these companies is SingurarityNET, because this is also with the intelligent physical agents, it's artificial intelligence. So SingurarityNET is an example of how you can actually do this decentralized things with artificial intelligence, including governance, because you put all these, all of them involve some sort of intelligence. And they were on, and still are partially on Ethereum. But then immediately I thought, and I knew that Charles is leading, and of course Charles is known, and of course I knew him as well, but I was not working directly. But then immediately I saw that this makes a lot of sense to move SingularityNET on Cardano. And I approached Charles for that, and he liked the idea. Then he invited me to the Shelley Summit, where I gave a talk on organic governance, and Ben also gave a talk. And since then, I made my way part-time for now into IoG, and I'm helping here with bringing more impactful projects like SingularityNET, but also like Sustainable Development Goal projects, United Nations, a lot of impact, because there are so many disenfranchised people in the world who can really benefit from Charles' vision in the first place, and from what Cardano can offer.
I know. I had an interview with Charles and was like, wow, Charles is so kind. He's so nice, a warm person. You know, in the interview, you see how Charles engaged with me and just relax and just let things go. And, you know, and have you here, I just want to have the same type of conversation, like brilliant minds. You know, I'm a big fan of Tesla, is why my name is Maria Carmo 369, because the magic number of Tesla. um but you know, I am here to serve and to show the world what are you doing, guys. When I see that Ben, that was the same inventor of Sophia, I said, "Oh no, they are coming! They are coming! I got in before you were in, because when you are in, maybe it could be too late."
Yes, no, Ben is such a visionary as well. And that's why when he and Charles, I thought if he and Charles get together, then the world will change instantly, because this is impact indeed, to bring two titans together. And it's a perfect combination.
But you
Yes,
were
both
part of
brilliant
it.
minds.
You were part of it. You brought the business together. You brought the two of them together, and it's just magic. But listen,
It
let's
is
have a
magic.
little bit more fun on this. And tell me, you told me that Tesla was your idol. Tell me about it.
Yes, yes, because you know, he was an amazing inventor, and he had so many obstacles. I mean, I really identify myself so much with him, but he believed in his dream, and he believed and he understood and he saw things before he could actually make it happen, because before he could make, you know, uh, even the investors understand what he was doing. So the difference between him and Edison, and this is a battle actually, which is a battle which I can identify with also, because of from my country we have many scientists and so on and so forth, but also Tesla being from Serbia, and what was a disadvantaged country at the time, it was definitely not the United States. So most of the Nobel Prizes and most of the inventions were recognized only by scientists from the US. And so Tesla had to go unnoticed many times before he moved and unleashed his
Potential.
inventions here. So the thing is that he had not only obstacles, like, you know, he didn't have money, he didn't have investors, and he didn't give up, but also Edison was a big obstacle for him. So he fought so much, and I believe that, you know, he still goes unnoticed. So he is like this unsung hero until Elon Musk put him on the map with the car, because it's named like that. But if we didn't have the car, we wouldn't really think about Tesla, would we? You know, maybe
I
you would,
know.
but
You know what's
yeah,
happened? Every time I say Tesla, people don't think about Nikola Tesla. They
exactly,
think about Elon Musk because the car is called
exactly.
Tesla, and they think this is the invention of Elon Musk. But Tesla is a scientist. I love his
Yes,
way of thinking. He could imagine things that are not real yet,
yes,
come up with the solution in his head, and then you bring it to reality. Come on, guys. What a
Yes,
brilliant
exactly.
mind, wasn't it?
So he is an example and really a hero. I mean, he was, in my opinion, and it's subjective maybe, but check it out, read the books, go to Wikipedia, whatever. But I think he's much bigger and much more a genius than Thomas Edison. And he was the first there. And Edison was just, he had investors and more help and support, while Tesla didn't have anything and yet was such a creative. That's why, as you say, from the heart, I can relate to him because he was also somehow a disenfranchised talent, which made it. So we have a lot in common with. I actually wanted to ask you, how did you get into Cardano? And like how do women get into crypto? This is not such a normal path, right?
Yeah, I know. I made my way to the university despite of anything, and I got a degree of teaching. And then I start teaching because I wanted the revolution. I want to inspire people. I'm here. Let's do a revolution. Let's turn off the TV and make a revolution because
Yes.
our country was never in the bad, in the good lines in the newspapers, But then I discovered that was very tough from very low in the society to go up was very tough. So I said, look, I cannot do it anymore. I love teaching, but I don't think I am doing my best. I'm gonna learn a language. I'm gonna travel the world a little bit, if I can, because when I came to Ireland, I didn't have the money to go anywhere else. I just came
Yes.
here, and then working from here, I got to other places in the world, to the Vatican, to Paris, to many other countries, and it just
Wow.
blows my mind. I saw society working better. I saw system just flowing. I said, this could be my country. What's happening? It's not happening. It's not organized like that. It's, that we have our society's problem. And I said, I already miss the bubble of the internet. I'm a millennium, but because of
Yes.
where I was born and all things that's happening in my life, I miss it. I didn't have the computer, the cell phone, the technology, but I was sure that the new revolution was coming. And when I
Yes.
lay my eyes on Bitcoin, I said, oh boy, was my eureka moment. Eureka moments in my life. I said, oh boy, there is something good. And then I started researching, and then I got to Cardano. I said, I like Charles. I like what he says. Let's get into Cardano. I got a little bit, but then, we are in the bear market. I didn't have the mentality of good investor. I lose a little bit money. So I said, let's study a little bit. And then I start studying more, applying more, and not going just listening to influencer. I need people that know more about crypto. So I learn more and I learn more about Cardano. And then I came into the Cardano Foundation website, and that's Cardano Ambassador Program. I didn't even remember about being ambassador for a company. You see ambassadors, diplomats that work for our countries. I didn't know.
Yes.
I didn't know that companies could have ambassadors. And I look, and they say that I should show a video to apply for it, and I did have a video from 2017. I did a video, didn't show my face because I hate cameras. Jesus Christ, make me
Oh
so
no,
nervous, make me
no,
so
no.
nervous. And then I apply with that video, and then the guy contacted me in person and said, Maria, I couldn't have you because it's a very old video, but if you follow the rules, we will allow you to come in. Oh my God, I was the happiest girl in the world. Come on, not from IT, not male,
Yes.
involved in this big project. So it's why I got involved. I got lucky. I was on the right place in the right time. It's how I
We
become an
are, and
ambassador.
I want to underline once again how important it is, and when we are very supportive of women, and especially to attract more women. So as such, your role is so important as a Cardano ambassador lady. Really, it's much more important than the normal crypto guy, which we know and we appreciate very much. but you have a particular role as an influencer to inspire other ladies to join in the revolution. Speaking of that. Yes, and because you mentioned the wisdom of the crowd, I have to say, indeed, because nature is capitalizing on that wisdom, with the cells coming together and then forming bodies and people and animals and flowers and everything. And we people do not use that wisdom, unfortunately. But I think this is happening because we do not have the infrastructure that enables it. And that's why Catalyst is such an important project, that it can harness this wisdom of the crowd. If we would collaborate more as people, we would solve all the problems in the world. But we do not. So now here we have a platform, a pioneering platform, which enables us to come together and solve these problems. So I have very big hope in Catalyst and in this wisdom of the crowd now.
Listen, I think I have an amazing time with you, and thank you very much for being inspiring women in blockchain, being doing what you're doing for so long, to come on and shows and talk to us. And you add so much many value when I listen to your interviews. Like, it's very inspiring, the things you are doing. It's like the cutting edge technology, girl.
Yes, I love it. Yes. And as we say, yes, I live in the future, as I was
I
telling
know.
Charles.
I
I
I
always did that.
I think you said something for Charles about Minority Report, and I didn't understand why you talk about this
Yes.
movie, because I love this movie, and it seems to me like was a type of intelligence work in the future to prevent crimes in an organic way. Is
Yes.
that
Yes.
right?
And it is really so well. Your question is perfect for also continuing the conversation about this sociocracy, organic governance. Because in this case, so when you talk about the ants and the simple rules by which, or the cells by which these cells, they have some rules for them to communicate, very simple rules. And you can take these rules, and I was explaining to Charles, and put them into small robots. So now you have, instead of ants, you have robots, small, like ants, which start to work with each other. And if you remember in Minority Report, there was that swarm of robots when he was in the tub, and the swarm of robots was roaming the building and collaborating with each other to find him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they found that they entered in the bathroom when he was in the tub, and he was breathing, and then they opened his eye, but he changed his eyes, if you
Mm-hmm.
remember, so
I
he could
remember.
fool. It's very hard to fool the swarm, but that is very similar. Yeah, that is how sociocracy would work, like that swarm of robots. That's why I brought up Minority Report, and I said, this is what we're doing here. Because you coordinate those
Uh,
robots, they had no plan. They didn't know where he was. And that's important, because you cannot plan something where you do not know the target. Nobody knew where he was, but in order to find something which is not known, only swarm intelligence can succeed. That's how ants find the shortest path to the food from the nest, because they do not know there's food here or there. Accidentally, one is finding that and then starts to communicate with the others. And it's the same in the same way with the swarm. Because you have seen,
mm,
one was looking, okay, if I find him now, all the others will come. So that's why I mentioned, yes, Minority Report, for that
I see,
swarm of
because
robots example.
that
Yes.
movie at the time was so ahead of us, and like I watched 2 times, but I couldn't get everything because it was very ahead of my time. But when you talk about the movie, I said there's something interesting here, but I love technology, and you're inside of the technology. You open some labs and collaborate with people your entire career. It's just like mind blowing, find information about yourself.
Totally, but it's yeah. So it is. There are a few movies who really can inspire us, but also explain to us. Like, I think now your audience can understand easier what swarm intelligence is, because from that movie they have seen those robots coordinated there and and moving.
I know,
So
I know. And I just got, I don't know, I got the last questions. Would you do anything different in your career? Would you take another detour, another option, or you think everything was synchronized and perfect in time to bring you here, this moment in life? We are living in is a tragic and very inspiring moment in the human civilization. It's a big question. I know it's a big question, and I would love to listen your answer.
it is such a big question. I'm getting emotional again now with this question because it's indeed, I mean, this is an existential question, yes, about the meaning of my life, right? So if I would have done something else, like speaking of, yes, I could have been a poet now in Romania, or who knows, an actress. I like acting and other things. But looking back and through the lens of the questions, I'm getting the chills, really, because indeed, yes, having lived that life with the authoritarian uh, governance, the drive for me to really be, as you say, a revolutionary and fight for for exactly this sociocratic way of governance, this organic way of governance, which empowers people, which empowers the disadvantaged, which empowers those who are at the fringes of society. This drive is so big; it's even probably bigger than those who were born in a free country, and even if they are really, really excellent techies, but the drive is what actually will make you succeed because there are so many obstacles. And I agree. Thank you so much. Now you know that you put it this way. I just feel that maybe that was my destiny. It was maybe predestined to be like that. Because as like I met Charles, I met Ben along the way, and now everything seems to be coming together. And at Cardano, indeed, I am putting my dreams into reality. This is what they do. I mean, Charles' vision is so aligned. If you read my publications, really, it's so aligned with all my dreams. I was just writing about them, but now I can actually implement them. So thank you for this question. It makes me, wow, realize something bigger than than
I
what I
know.
saw.
I saw a few of your interviews. I am very busy, but the last few days I have been watching your interviews, listening to podcasts, and research everything I could find about you. And that interview with Charles has so much details about your life and about the things you have to go through, and you never give up, and you're here, and you are inspiring people. You know, I love about this phrase that in Lovelace Academy, we inspire people to program in Cardano. I came up with that one in looks and feels right. And now
It's
I'm here.
wonderful. Wow. Congratulations. That's fantastic.
And now I'm here being inspired by you. So Cardano did change my life, I have
Yes,
to
and
say.
we are inspired by you. Yes, I just wanted to underline that and really commend you for this amazing work which you are doing. Keep doing it. We are very lucky
Oh,
to have you. We are very lucky to have you.
it's your show. I'm gonna say the same thing that Charles said. It's your show, but I'm very happy with the compliments.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It is the truth. Yes, it's definitely us.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
say you a word, and you say
Oh
what came to your mind. Okay, the last one,
gosh.
Satoshi.
Freedom.
It's a big word.
I I just thought yes, definitely. So I understood correctly. You say one word and I say another word, right? Or I say
Yeah.
more.
Now you
Oh,
explain to me what do you think about Satoshi? What you think about what did he
oh,
did?
okay. There's much more. Of course, I thought I only am allowed to say one word. Well,
No.
Satoshi. First of all, I really am. Satoshi is like God for me. I mean, really, really, really. And let me tell you why. First of all, because of his lack of ego and also intelligence to realize that actually, if he would have revealed himself, he would probably be in jail right now because he knew that what he is doing is shaking all this institutional cathedral which is, impenetrable, with this fabric of corruption in it, which nobody can actually, fracture or destroy.
Mm-hmm.
But he found the means to actually shake that and get people who are at the fringes and really, how can I say, disenfranchised by this system, the current system, and find a way to empower them to actually achieve that, and stood out of the way without taking any credit. I appreciate that so much more. I mean, everybody who is starting a company is doing it for credit and to get as much money as they can. He did it anonymously. He did it for us. And actually it was just also so beautiful and so genius. That's all I have to say. I mean, really, only like, that's why to me it's like a god. I cannot touch it. I don't know if it exists. Where is it if it exists? But he unleashed on us something which is empowering, and it's enabling now everyone to flourish by, as you mentioned also in your own story. Oh, too many words for one word, but yes, thank you.
I know, but like freedom with Satoshi is a big, big word, and we need explanation for that. I would love to ask, have you been to Brazil and do you like our people? I think you met some of them somewhere.
Oh, yes. No, absolutely. I love Brazil. I love Brazilian people, and I have many friends in Brazil. I also have many people who I work with in Brazil. My first time in Brazil was when I was doing my PhD. It was in the late 90s, and I was at a conference. So there was a very famous Brazilian professor, Fernando Gomide, at the University of Campinas in Sao Paulo. And he organized a World Congress on Fuzzy Logic. As you know, maybe from my interview with Charles, I've done my PhD in Fuzzy Logic. So our community was in Sao Paulo. It was amazing, like a big party with all of us. And that's when I visited around a bit, I was in Rio, and I also, learned how wonderful the people are. And Professor Gomide also so friendly, so human, and also very smart. So there is something about Brazilian people. Later on in my life, but of course, first time I heard of Brazil because of Pelé when I was very little. Of course. When I was very little in Romania, but I couldn't go at that time. And so I ended up working with SingularityNET. As you know, I made the connection between Cardano and SingularityNET, and Ben is Brazilian. He was born in Rio, Ben Goertzel. So also, yes, I didn't know if you know that he is Brazilian, yes. And many on the team, including Cassio Penachin, he is now in Brazil. Right now, he's in Brazil. He's working from there. So we have Brazilians on the team, and they are really smart, as you know, from Ben and all that. So and they are also wonderful people. I mean, more relaxed, not so like stiff, so that you get afraid of them or so. More relaxed, but also smart. I really like the atmosphere. And I know that maybe, so I made many friends at workshops and conferences from Brazil, but also, and I know that maybe he's not so popular in Brazil, but I read almost all his book, Paulo Coelho, and I'm a fan of his. And since I was very little, he charmed me with and he wrote The Alchemist, and my job with SingularityNET is chief alchemist. So of course I was inspired by by his book.
I feel so happy that you are bringing it up, because some people hate him, but some people love him. Because I like, the first time I imagined a better life was when I read The Alchemist. Was like my boom book, And for that, I have to say thank you. Could be things that we don't agree with, but there is some magic behind it.
Exactly. Yes. And you know, he kind of opened my eyes like there's magic in life and you have to find it and chase it and make it happen. And this is, you know, as Charles was saying, when I made the connection in SingularityNet and Cardano, it was really like an alchemy. I mean, it's just going so well, and Charles and Ben are so good friends and co-creating. It's magic. So this is what I do actually for Cardano, a bit of magic. We call it strategic impact because you have to bring two together or more, and then something impactful happens.
So the last question, okay, John Bock calls sociocracy dynamic governance. You call it organic governance. How are they the same and how are they different?
Okay, yes. Um, totally. I mean, in a way, they are one and the same. There are very small differences. So what is, I will start with the same because I think that is a bit easier to explain. So instead of, you know, doing governance top down, sociocracy and organic governance are enabling everyone to participate from the bottom in the whatever hierarchy you have there in your organization to participate and to be heard. And in order to do this, they form groups that are called circles in sociocracy, and in organic governance they are called holons. In organic governance, these groups, so people come together in groups. In organic governance, they come together in groups, and then there's another, let's say, group, which is the whole of two groups, let's say, and that is a bigger holon. And like that, nested hierarchies. While in sociocracy, the groups are working all in parallel. They do not form this holacracy, as we call it. So they are more decentralized in a way, if I am to call it this way. So let's say this is a group of 5 people, this is a group of 5 people, and each of them debate their problems, and then maybe they meet, and between the groups there are liaisons, and the liaisons talk to each other. This happened in my group, and this happened in my group, and then they go back to their groups and and resolve problems. So that's it's more decentralized, more like how Charles explained with the ants, like they collaborate and then they can achieve something amazing, although nobody from the top down is showing them, let's say, the shortest path from the nest to the food. And, and, uh, and as such, through this communication, they can find that path. In the case of organic governance, it's more like the cells. And uh, I will get a bit technical here. So the cells, when they get together, so there are two mechanisms there. The first one is called genotype. And the idea is that they are getting together from the genes, they recognize each other, and then they know how to, with who to collaborate. But then there's a phenotype, which actually gives the shape. Let's say I am a human, yes? So that phenotype, so the genotype enables, let's say, every cell, let's say, I will come together with other liver cells or with other heart cells and so on and so forth, and they form various organs. But then the phenotype, which is something from above, it's bringing all of these organs together into a shape, let's say Mihaela shape or Maria shape. So organic governance works in both ways, both bottom up, with the cells recognizes each other through the genotype, but also through the phenotype, which gives the individuality as an organism to us, let's say a human, or let's say a cat or a dog, and so on and so forth, so that they know also what shape to take. So the cells are guided also more from above. So that is the organic governance. Sorry, I had to get technical, but when it comes to differences, it's impossible to avoid that.
That's a wonderful explanation. Dr. M, thank you so much for being here with me and to give some of your time. I appreciate it very much.
And I want to thank you again, Maria, really, to see a lady doing this. And we all know that there are not many ladies in crypto. Again, let me repeat, really, I do not know how to praise you for what you are doing. And also, of course, for your courage, because I know, I mean, you are leading mainly male colleagues here. And also you are an example for other ladies to join in our crypto universe.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.